Piperi is one of 7 traditional highland tribes on a historical region in northeastern Montenegro, spanning a region between the Morača and Zeta rivers, reaching the northern suburbs of the Montenegrin capital Podgorica. The Piperi are regarded as one of the most bellicose tribes during the wars with the Ottoman Empire. In the history of Montenegro, the tribe is the most widespread, as families hailing from Piperi exist in all former Yugoslav republics, especially in Serbia. Origin: the eponymous founder, Vojvode Pipo, lived in the 15th century. According to legend, there were 5 brothers Pipo, Vaso, Ozro, Krizo, and Otio, who become forefathers of the Montenegrin tribes Piperi, the Vasiovici and Ozranici, and the Albanian tribes Krasniki and Hoti. History: Piperi were first mentioned in Venetian documents at the beginning of the 15th century. Mariano Bolitza recorded in 1614 that the Piperi had a total of 270 houses of Serbian Orthodox faith. The 700 men in arms were commanded by Radoslav Bozadaro. Giovanni Bembo, the Doge of Venice, had defeated the Serb pirates, whom the Austrians had employed against the Republic of Venice. They were forced to take refuge at Nikšić and Piperi, and established themselves in the villages and tribes, under the later presidents of the Petrović-Njegoš family that held the office of Serbian Orthodox Metropolitan of Cetinje after 1694. They fought Osman Pasha in 1732, and Mahmud Pasha in 1788. They are mentioned as a Serbian Orthodox clan in a historical and geographical survey from 1757 and a letter sent by the Clan Federation to Russia from 1789. Documents, especially the letter of Ivan Radonjić from 1789, show that the Montenegrins were identified as Serbs, and that the Banjani, Kuchi, Piperi, Bjelopavlici, Zekani, Vasiovici, Bratanozici were not identified as Montenegrins. They were all mentioned only in a regional, geographical, and tribal manner, and never as an ethnic category. In 1796 they fought Mahmud Pasha again, in the Battle of Martinici. They fought Tahir Pasha around 1810. Prince Bishop Peter I waged a successful campaign against the Bey of Bosnia in 1819, the repulse of an Ottoman invasion from Albania during the Russo-Turkish War led to the recognition of Montenegrin sovereignty over Piperi. Peter I had managed to unite the Piperi and Bjelopavlici with Old Montenegro. A civil war broke out in 1847, in which the Piperi, Kuchi, Bjelopavlici and Kremika sought to confront the growing centralized power of new Prince of Montenegro. The secessionists were subdued and their ringleaders shot. Amid the Crimean War, there was a political problem in Montenegro. Danilo I's uncle, George, urged for yet another war against the Ottomans, but the Austrians advised Danilo not to take arms. A conspiracy was formed against Danilo, led by his uncles George and Pero. The situation came to its height when the Ottomans stationed troops along the Herzegovinian frontier, provoking the mountaineers. Some urged an attack on Bar, others raided into Herzegovina, and the discontent of Danilo's subjects grew so much that the Piperi, Kuchi and Bjelopavlici, the recent and still unamalgamated acquisitions, proclaimed themselves an independent state in July 1854. Danilo was forced to take measurement against the rebels in Brda. Some crossed into Turkish territory and some submitted and were to pay for the civil war they had caused. Peter II Petrović-Njegoš founded the police force throughout the Prince-Bishopric of Montenegro. As part of his transformation from a tribal federation to a proper state, 26 existed in Piperi. Jovana Diljanović, a renowned Serbian ethnographer, stated that the 4 main bratstva of Rogami, the Rajkovići, Stamatovići, the the Vucinici and Vukanovici, had become pobretim and that they all venerated Archangel Michael as the patron saint. Piperi was one of the tribes that constituted the Greens, a political faction that saw the unification of Montenegro to Serbia in 1918 as the annexation of Montenegro, and instead supported an independent Montenegro. The Greens instigated the Christmas uprising on January 7, 1919, which was brutally crushed by Serbian troops. During World War II, the majority of the tribe supported the Yugoslav partisans. The Montenegrin Committee of the Yugoslav Communist Party was dominated by Piperi clansmen prior to the war, and they were instigators of the July 1941 uprising. One of the most famous Piperi communists was Dr. Vukašin Marković, a personal associate to Lenin, who came back after the October Revolution from Russia to Montenegro, planning to stage a Soviet revolution. After its failure and his arrest, he fled to the USSR, where he assumed party duties. Families. Notable people: Jevrim Buković, Montenegrin writer. Bulsa Buković, Montenegrin writer, son of Jevrim. Arso Jovanović, Yugoslav partisan commander during World War II. Blazo Jovanović, Yugoslav communist and president of Montenegro. Savage Marković Stedimlja, pro-Croatian Montenegrin ideologist and Ustaša regime collaborator. Tomislav Nikolić, President of Serbia. Milutin Vucinic, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Montenegro in exile. Boro Vucinic, Montenegrin politician and former defense minister. Ivan Milutinović was a Yugoslav partisan general who died during World War II in Yugoslavia.